Shalom, shalom. Double check this lock in.
I don't know where anything is in this purse.
Oh, shalom, Malak La'ab, and shalom, Malak La'ab and Yahweh. Just got done with your live. Yahweh Shimi Al Shar Brakatah, both of you brothers. Shalom and shalom, John 144. Okay? Shalom, Yahweh Shimi Al Shar Brakatah. So with that, I want to give all glory, honor. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, because that's where I learned this truth from, and double honors to the all the other elders, giving us this non-stop energy, because this is what we coming out day by day, preaching this word. Brothers throughout all the days of Babylon the Great, they're coming out telling our people that they need to repent in a strong spirit, in a spirit without no fear, not going out into the bushes, but showing complete and utter faith on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Because when you have that faith, let's get into it. Because we seeing all these things going on, we're seeing the whispering and murmuring. Anything that is scaring us, none of this stuff is scaring us. We're continuously pushing the word, because that's what our job is. He said he has set forth watchmen that shall never hold their peace. And so we're going to continuously go fire. Let's just get this. We're going to continuously push, because this is bothering me. It's echoing. Slakia. Is continuously going forth, and we're going to do this making perfect love, because this is 2 Timothy chapter 1. I'm going to get verse 6. Wherefore I put these in remembrance, thou shalt stir up the gift of God, which is faith. So we coming out here to stir up our people to have more faith, to be able that the Lord is protecting you. That we're going to go out here right on Front Street, and we're going to tell them that they need to repent, and that nothing's going to scare us. We're not going to hide. We're not going to go back and forth. We're going to continuously go without fear, stirring up their minds through this prophecy. And when we do that with this word and with the energy that our elder, like Elder Yahweh Call and all the other elders are giving us, that non-stop energy that we're going to push forth no matter what, until prophecy drops and everything stops. Shalom, King. I'm going to grab these. I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to grab a precept. Which is in thee by putting on of my hands. For God has not given us the spirit of fear. He hasn't given us no spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of boldness. Boldness as a lion, like the lion of Yahushua was going out in the straight in front of the Pharisees, the Romans, all these people telling you, yeah, this is going to happen. That's it. The Lord spoke it, and it's going to happen. And he wasn't scared. He wasn't all that stuff. Yeah, even when he was at his deathbed, he got a little bit weak. But that's because he asked the Lord. He knew that the men couldn't do anything toward it. It was the Lord doing it. But we have a spirit, because that's the only thing we should be fearing in this world, the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That we're doing the right thing. So I'm going to grab these precepts from these brothers, because this is what we're supposed to be. We're bold as lions. This is a Shalom Kasad. Dyed garments from Basra. Shalom, Mashar, Yahweh, messengers. Yahweh Ba'ashem Al-Shar Brakatah, beautiful lesson, camp and lesson today. This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 2. Feed the flock of God, which is among you. And where are they? And how are you going to be able to feed them? You got to give them this necessary water and food. And how do you feed them? Wisdom comes out in the chief place of concourse. Out here right in front. where they can get this food, because you can't feed them out in the forest. And then taking the oversight, therefore, not by constraint, but willing, not for filthy lucre's sake. See, we're not supposed to be doing like, oh, I'm trying to make this money, or I want them to be famous. I want to be famous. I want to get all this stuff. We're not doing it for that. We're doing it because the Lord commanded us to feed the flock. We're doing it because without the Lord, He's that good shepherd, and we're trying to be like Him. We're trying to be like unto Him. But with readiness of mind, a clear and circumspect mind, seeing around you, seeing all the prophecies, seeing all these things, and telling them that it's coming, bold. Neither as being Lord over God's heritage. We're not going to be like how these men are trying to be. That, hey, you do what I say, but don't do what I do. As the hypocrites did back in the day. The hypocritical Pharisees and all the other ones that have ruled over our people and tried to cause them to do idolatry, cause them to do all these wicked things. We're not going to do that. We're just going to tell them, we're going to rebuke, exhort, and tell them what they should be doing. Tell them what kind of state of mind is for Yahushua. But being examples to the flock. So we can't just be saying, oh, you need to do this. And while you're doing the same, while you saying you don't want to watch certain men's lessons, don't watch them because you don't be confused. But you're watching them, and you're being a bushman. You're being a bushman, but we're out there straight in front. We're straightforward and doing what we need to do and showing them by example, not just saying them and say you need to do this. Oh yeah, because they always say because you're young or they might confuse you. But no, we're doing it straightforward because if we see something, we're supposed to say something. And we're rebuking them if they're off, and if they're not, we don't do it once. We might bring them to the council once, 3 times, and twice. If not, we just let them be. And then the Lord is going to balance that out. We're supposed to be bold like that because the Lord, Slakia, that was about to fall. This is 1 Timothy's again, 2 Timothy's chapter 2, verse 1 again. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of that pure power, as the brother Amawan Yasharallah says, pure power, telling them like, this is what's in the scriptures. So I'm not scared because the Lord wrote it. We're just speaking the Lord's words. If you're mad about it, then that's on you. We're not trying to just be a lord over them. We're just telling them right in as it, without fear, saying you're going off. And of love and of a sound mind. Let me grab that and I grab your precepts. Because that's what takes out fear. This is 1 John chapter 4. And I'm going to start at I'm going to start at 16. And we have known and believed that the love that God has to us, God is love. And he that dwell in love, dwell in God. And what is love? A secret rebuke? No, open rebuke. Open rebuke is better than secret. When you love someone, you're going to tell them straight forward that, hey, they need to get right, or you're going to be destroyed. That's why we're out here in pure love to our people and pure power, because that's perfect power. The love of Yahweh Shem Shai, that this place is coming to the end. You need to get right. You need to keep out of your idolatrous ways. You need to stop eating pork. You need to stop doing all these things. Going to Esau, Edom for help. No, that's love. And God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God is in him. And if God is, that's pure power. Wherein our love is made perfect. How is it made perfect? That we may have boldness in the day of judgment. So when we have that boldness, are we going to be scared? Or are we not going to tell our people straight up, yeah, you need to fix this. You need to do this. Because that's what makes love pure. And boldness, telling them like, when your dad loves you as much, he's going to tell you straight up, yeah, I don't want you to do that. That's bad for you. A true loving father, but we're not trying to be these deadbeat dads in Israel right now, because that's what they're basically being, deadbeat fucking dads. Because he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear and love. It is no fear and love, and we're not going to have fear. But perfect love casts out fear, because fear has tormented him. That feareth not made perfect in love. But he that feareth is not made perfect in love. So if you're scared of something, you're gonna, I'm just gonna let it go by. But we're gonna say it straightforward, because we're watchmen upon this. So we don't get in these prophets, but let me grab these precepts from the brother Kassad. I think that's it. Kassad. This is Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. So what are we supposed to be? Is a trumpet, is it a loud kind of thing? Is it a quiet thing? No, it's a loud instrument that everyone, when people hear it, is distinct. When you hear a trumpet, you know that thing is blowing. And that's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be distinct. So if anyone close to where you're preaching, they're supposed to be like, what is that power going on in the earth? What is that alarm? And that's the alarm of the Lord. Because we're watchmen upon the men of Israel, watchmen on the sheep. Continue. Show my people their transgressions. So that's what we're supposed to be doing. So Israel, what do they always do? The one thing that Israel continuously do: backsliding, idolatry, idolizing things that they should not. This is what Israel does. They have been doing it ever since the inception of our nation. So we're telling them, like, man, you need to get out of that spirit. You need to get out. You need to come back to the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai. You need to start looking at these laws, statutes, and commandments. You need to start having more faith. Stop being faithless, because that's the number one thing that's going to make the Lord destroy you. Having no faith, not believing that He is. It's impossible to actually, it's impossible. Let me just grab that. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse, I'm going to start at 1. Now faith is the substance of things that are hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. For in our elders attained it with a good report. That's how they did it. They attained it. So the things that you can't see now, it's because you're faithless, because the Lord writ it and He said it was going to happen. And if you don't have that faith and you don't believe, then you're going to be destroyed, because our elders got the good report. And through faith, we understand the world were framed by the word of God, through these statutes, through Yahweh Shai, which is the architect on this world. So that things which are seen were not made of things which did appear. So you didn't say like Esau, Edom, he's a creation. He thinks he can just create new things. No, everything was created in the spiritual realm through Yahweh Bashim Shai, sanctioned through His decrees, and that's just it. That's all it is. You can't do nothing. You can't put nothing to it and nothing against it. The Lord does it. Let me grab that. I'm gonna finish these precepts. I'm gonna grab this real quick. This is verse, I'm going to start at 13. Now this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 3. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy good for all his labor. And it is the gift of God. And this faith. And I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. So He created this world through His sanctions, through His decrees. He put something forth, and it's going to be forever. There's nothing going to be changed. Nothing's going to change. If you don't have a faith like that, you're going to be destroyed. Because what does the Lord say? He's doing this for a reason. Nothing can be put to it, and nor anything taken from it. God doeth it that man should fear before Him. And that's the beginning of understanding. And that's when you start having more faith. He was like, the Lord controls everything. My faith. And then that's when you have that boundless faith. And that's the faith the Lord wants you to have before these end times. This is which have been now, and that which has already been. God requires things that are that have been. that which is past. And the elders attained a good report. And you guys are those men. You guys are those men that are coming back from the end of the generation. But from the beginning of the generations, coming back that the Lord said he formed you in the belly and that we were going to go sit back in our lot. The Lord was going to require those ones that had faith, and he's going to have the faithless get destroyed, just as before. This is, I'm going to drop down to 5 in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 5. And by faith, Enoch was translated, and that's what we're hoping to be spiritual Enoch, because in these end times, these destructions, you're going to die. If you have this fear and you hate and you can't do, because that's the number one thing you start showing fear. Then you stop doing what the Lord says. It's like in your mind, but you know in your mind you really just fear. You don't have faith. It's like, I don't want to get confounded. I don't want people to hear me so I look stupid. I don't want to be, oh man, forget that. Because when perfect love, you're doing it for the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. What did he say? If you love me, feed my sheep. And was not found because God has translated him. For before this translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God. And that's what we're trying to do. That I have finished the faith. I have fight the good fight of faith. That in that end times, the Lord's going to come and translate us in those chariots. And we're going to be able to see the judgment of the wicked. Because only with our eyes we're going to be able to see that thermal nuke. Because we're not going to feel it like all the wicked of our people in Esau, Edom, and all the other nations that have to be here. And they don't have to be going into slavery. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. It's like, oh man, what if someone attacks me? Or what if that happens? Well, that fear, you're not showing perfect love. You're scared. For he that cometh must believe that he is, and that he is the rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So if you show him real love, the Lord's going to show love towards you. So going back into the precept from the brother Diagarments of Basra, cry aloud, spare not. So someone, hey, you being too loud. Well, he said, spare not, cry aloud, spare not, and show my people their transgressions. Show them that they're going wrong. They're doing all this wrong towards the Lord. They're being faithless. They're continuously backsliding, going to other gods, going to the Quran, which is false idol, going to Buddhism, even Christianity. It is a lie. The Lord is a dark-skinned man, and he's not coming to bring peace on earth. He's coming to bring a sword and peace to Jerusalem. That's what he's trying to bring. Show my people and the house of Jacob their sins. This is John chapter 21, verse 15. So when they have died, Yahushua said unto Simon Peter, Simon, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? This is the Lord's action. Simon Peter, the head of the church, do you love me? And that shows that perfect love. Do you love me? What he said, what do you have to do? Lovest thou more than these? He said, do you love me? Then more than anyone? No, that's more than anything you know. Had he said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said, you know, but the Lord wants it with action. He doesn't want it in deed, just like our people that just hyping around, dancing to the music, not saying, oh, yeah, I love you. Like a woman, she can tell you that she loves you all the time, but she ain't listening to you. That's not true love. That's not showing your husband true love. If you love your father, you're going to listen to what he says. He say, hey, I want you to go to school. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. Well, you're going to listen to him. But if you hate your father and you despise it, which is a form of self-hatred, then you're going to just be a gang member. You're going to go out in the streets and do everything he told you not to do. And then when you get destroyed, you're going to break your father's heart. That's hatred towards her, because that's self-hatred. But we love our Father, Lord willing, we have that number. He said unto him, Yea, Lord, you know that I love thee. And he said unto him, let me just grab it. to finish it. Feed my lambs. What did he say? His lambs, his flock? But no, these people are leading our people to slaughter. A flock to our other. Their shepherds have led them. The whole head is sick. He said unto him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. And he said, feed my sheep. Feed his help. And you know, sheep, they're very docile, simple things. So if you're supposed to be a leader and a teacher and you're doing the wrong things, you're going in a spirit of fear, that's going to be contagious. What did Joshua say? He said, anyone that's, let me just grab it, fear. Let me grab it. If anyone knows where it is, it's in I think the book of Joshua, I believe. They were telling them anyone that comes back, they said they were going into war, and it said send them back if they fear, because that spirit is contagious. But let me grab this. This is Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Be strong and of good courage. For unto this people shall thou divide for inheritance in the land, which I have sworn unto thy fathers to give thee. It said, be strong and be in a good courage. So you teaching someone and they're not listening. I mean, you're supposed to be teaching, but you're in a fearful thing. You have no courage, so you're hiding. You're doing all these things. Then you're going to be like some people. That fear is going to be so bad that it's going to continue in the mind that you're going to be like someone's always out to get you. That you're going to be that the Lord's not going to protect you in that time. And then it's going to be contagious. It's going to cause people that your teaching is going to fall into that hand. It's going to go. But he said being contagious. Because the Lord said he said be strong and be courageous. Because the Lord is going to give us this entire place. This place is going to be our inheritance. These nations are going to be in our inheritance. So we can just do and be in good courage. Be strong in the Lord of Yahweh Shemel Shah. And how do you do that? By feeding the sheep, showing your love without fear, telling them exactly what it's supposed to be. But I'm trying to think where that is. If I get it, I'm going to grab it. Salakia, let me finish this. And he said unto him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. And he said, feed my sheep. And he said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? And Peter was grieved. He was grieved because he actually loved the Lord. But how was he supposed to do it? Why did the Lord say? He said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto the Lord, thou knowest that I love you knowest all things. Misalakia, thou knowest all things, and thou knowest that I love thee. And Yahushua said, what you need to be doing? Feed my sheep. And how are you going to feed them? If you're too scared, you're going to be feeding them. Because food, whatever the energy that food goes into, like when you have a pig or like animals or whatever, when you eat it, when you kill them, that energy that's in that animal was going to be transferred to you. So that's why it's so much stress in it. So like when they kill chickens, usually they use a chemical, like a chemical cocktail, like a smoke chamber, and they die. And then you can feel it in the meat. But if you're like a farmer, I used to farm, you cut it like a chicken, they're unexpected, and you just slit their neck in a calm state. then that meat tastes way better. It's easier to cook, and you feel way better in your stomach when you eat it. But when you have a stress, fearful thing feeding something, then it's gonna bring more stress. And that stress brings forth toxicity. It's gonna bring forth all these muscle problems, all these things. And that's what you're doing. You're feeding our people toxic chemicals because you're not putting it in the right energy. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. Let me see if brother's got it. Yep, the water for the brother Enos. This is Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 8. And the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart. So they're gonna have in that state of mind, like, oh my, like they're just like, man, what's making this guy's an elder, or this guy's he's been in it for a long time. He's war tested. Because you know, the more experienced someone, the people, when you're younger, you go to someone that has more experience than you, so you can learn. So they see, why is this guy going out in the sticks? Or why is this guy stop doing lessons? Or why is he telling him to be stop doing that? Because he's actually fear-hearted. And then what happens? When that guy falls out, you just caused all these other ones that were following you because they looked up to you. You're not feeding the Lord's sheep because of that fearful thinking. You're making it contagious. So you even want men, because when you see, they say in a war, like you ever play war games or just how, it's called a morale. And the Lord, Yahweh's morale, you want to be as the morale of Joshua. We were taking our holy land. And we had such morale that we knew that nothing can touch us because we had a power behind us. And that's gonna be motivation and power to all your other brethren, because they don't see it there. He can do it. You see, look at all these people going in front of him. He's doing it. He's doing it in pure power, like the brother Amawan Yasharallah says. Like all the brothers that's doing it. Out on the street, on a skid row, all the way to New York, all the way out in Africa, and freaking Philippines, everywhere. Bold-ass lions going to the street. But you see some men, it's brothers that they say, oh, we don't go out because in London, we don't go out into the streets in London because when the lockdown was going, they were being strict. But now brothers is going out on the street, in Front Street in London. So this is just making excuses. They're doing all these things, but the Lord is not dealing with energy like that fearful, weak energy. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, from the brother Dod Garments from Basra. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And when you make it plain upon tables, when you write in the vision that the Lord told you, he's told you something, and you expect it to tell exactly what it hurts. And when you have a fearful energy, you're going to start stuttering. You're going to start, I stutter a lot, so don't put that, but like, you're going to start not telling exactly what the Lord told you to tell the people. Well, he said, the Lord said, if you don't do this, you're going to be put to death. You're going to die. But you're saying, well, maybe you can just do that. It's okay. I know you're supposed to be doing it, but I'm just going to, because you're scared of the people. Well, no, we're supposed to be making it plain upon tables. If you don't even the right energy, you're not preaching the word, or you're not praying or getting better every day. You're not stopping to eat all these things that you could do, like not eating pork, not committing adultery, not doing that. You're going to die. And that's it. Plain upon tables. And you better do it or the Lord is going to destroy you. That's how you're supposed to be. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She utter her voice in the streets. Does he, like that brother from Pennsylvania, brother from the elder, what's his name? He was in the forest. So does he not have wisdom? Because the wisdom crieth out what does it say? Wisdom crieth without. She utter her voice in the streets. No, you gotta hike. No, in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concords, in the openings of the gates. In the city, she utter her words, saying, let's just finish it. Because this is what we're telling our people. Get right. That's it. Get right. That's all we're telling. We're not telling them, hey, we can have your time. Just take your time. It was like, no, the time is short. We're seeing that the MOTB is here. So today is the day you change. This is Proverbs 1 verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? Just faking the funk, camp banging, doing all these things, instead of worrying about our people, showing perfect love, telling our people to get right. You're worrying about how many followers you got, how many camp people, or who's in your camp. That's simplicity, because none of that shit's gonna matter. Nobody's like, you're not gonna have a badge in the kingdom, or a badge, or like how Yahushua on his thigh, he's gonna have a title, King of Kings. You're not gonna say, yep, I was in this camp. You right? Nope, James. Nope. No. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care. We're all trying to get right. That's what's gonna be happening. And the scorners delight in scorning. So now you see, that one, Zon Amoff, whatever that guy's name is. You see now, he's getting seen that he's just trying to cause straight, pretty much he's scorning. He's telling them, don't follow these men, don't do these. Oh, this guy's speaking against the men of the Lord. What is he seeing that's not in the scriptures? That's all he's trying to do, but he's delighting in that. And he's going to be exposed. And fools hate knowledge. They hate that they know the Lord told us to get right. That's what we're supposed to be doing. The knowledge is that if we read these scriptures plain upon tape, we have to learn from teachers, in which we give respect to our teachers. But they don't want us to respect. They want us to worship it. But no, we're going to be given respect, but we're going to only worship Yahweh and Yahushua, because those are the only men that are deserve. Well, Yahweh is a godly spirit. But when Yahushua came on it as a man, that's the only man we will ever worship. Because we don't have it. The Lord can raise up rocks. He can have someone raise up right now and become the greatest teacher that ever lived. And he can have all these problems. That's the only thing that matters, is worship, and that's the only thing we're going to worship. I'm not going to worship no other man. Turn ye at my reproof, and behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. This is how he's doing it. And how are he going to make his words unto you if everyone's scared to say what you're supposed to be saying? Or everyone's scared to go out to because a lot of these people don't have YouTube on these streets. So when they hear you, they're like, this might give them the spark them to have a YouTube channel. Or a channel, if YouTube gets cut off until the family of the word, it's going to spark them to get right. How are they going to hear it? And how are they going to, you can't yell loud that someone can hear you 5 miles out of the city, up on the top of the mountain. You don't have a voice like Yahweh. No, you don't have a voice you have a regular human voice, and the louder you can get, and that it's crazy, because like Amawan Yasharala and all those brothers is loud, and but they're out on the front street. What's up? Let me grab this. And that's what we're supposed to be, speaking the truth. We're not supposed to be doing that. This is this is Matthews from the brother Yawathan. I know your name. I get mixed up when I read it. Yawathanan Bakwar, and beautiful lesson today. And that dream too. That dream lesson you had last night. Beautiful. And fear not them which kill the body. Fear not anyone, fearing Esau, Edom, fearing all these nations, these police, or even these men that can make you look bad. Because how many men's lives did they destroy? Their lives were supposed to be destroyed. But it's just like back in the day when they used to stone the prophets to death. How many can? Well, you're not supposed to fear that. You're supposed to only fear one person. And who is that? Actually, you fear two. Yahweh and Yahushua. Because the Lord said, kiss the Son. Is the reason why he said, kiss the Son, lest he be angry. Because if you make Yahushua, the Lord's main man, you're going to die. You're going to have a horrible time, because you can't even come to Yahweh. You cannot even go to Yahweh without Yahushua. So you must fear that man. but are not able to kill the soul. They can kill me, but the Lord they can bring me right back. Remember, the Lord can kill me like today, and if he wanted to, he can make it possible that I regenerate, reincarnate. Look at 144. And it happens. Like the Lord, you can't actually kill a spirit. But the Yahweh, they can destroy your spirit, break you. They can do whatever they want. But rather fear him which he's able to destroy both soul and body in hell. And that's not saying you're burning for eternity and all that stuff. I mean, he can come back and bring you back with no arms. Or he destroy you. He can bring you back and you can just be walking and he can burn your face that you're nothing. And then now you were worrying about how many girls I can get or how much money. See if you don't have no arms, if you're paralyzed or all these things. Destroy you completely. The Lord can break you, but no man can break you if you have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. Thus saith the Lord. Shalom Shangar, Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah. Shalom Enos, Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah. Shalom Hope, Grace, and Mercy, Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah. Shalom. Salakia, my bad. You know it is. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 25. The fear of men bringeth a snare. So when you start feeling what a man can do or how you look in front of a man, you'll start holding back on some things. So I don't want to hurt his feelings, or I don't want him to be mad or be angry with me. What if he starts messing with me? What if he's not my friend? I'm trying to eat because they always say I can't eat chicken with him. Well, I don't give a fuck if I can eat chicken with you at all. Because at the time when I'm trying to eat a chicken with Yahweh Shai, or quail, and with that beautiful Yahya. That's the only person I'm trying to eat with. If the Lord possible that I can congregate with brothers is not scared, and not I'm going to do it. But that's the people I'm trying to worry about eating with. I'm trying to eat with Yahweh Shai. I don't give a fuck who. I don't care what you're talking about. But whoever putteth his trust in the Lord shall be saved. What? That's the people that are going to be saved, the ones that trust in the Lord. And when you trust in the Lord and you know that Lord is the reward of a person that diligently seeks him and doing what he's telling you, then you're not going to have fear. You're going to have that complete and utter protection through a godly energy, a God being that he can do whatever he wants. It's nothing the Lord to make you rich. It's nothing that he can bring forth fruit. It's nothing to make you a leader, nothing to take away your leadership. The Lord can do anything just like that, but he's doing it. My phone's overheating because they're getting scared. It's hot as fuck out here, I'm not going to lie. It's overheating though, so if it turns off, just pop to a show. Yeah, Lord willing, Salakia, Lord willing, but it's getting hot. But that's because that fire, man. See, it's hot as hell outside. But this is the energy the Lord wants you to put. Not having that fear, but having that energy to continue to push on, doing what the Lord told us to do. That's the ones that he's gonna give spirits power. Why would he give someone spiritual power if you scared of looking bad in front of other men? Are you scared of doing all this stuff because you want them to be your friend? Then you're gonna abuse that power, and the Lord is gonna have to destroy you. But this is Psalm chapter 105, verse 1. Oh, give thanks among the Lord and call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the people. Make known his deeds among the people. So this is what the Lord does. So I used to be a shy brother. I used to not speak. And look what he has changed a man. He can change the spirit of a man quickly. And look what he's now. And now he knows that he's going to give us the kingdom. Now he's going to give us spiritual power. Now look what he's doing to the world. He's putting this world to its knees. Esau, Edom is made bare. And that's the deeds of the Lord. And he's going to forgive all Israel eventually, but he's going to have to destroy you if you're in that weak, faithless spirit. But those ones that have that power, we're going to make known. We're going to make known that the Lord is here to deliver the ones that seek him. This is a Shalom Ashrakah, Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah, Shalom. This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 11. Say unto them, as I live. This is the Lord. As he lived, and he's the God, he's a living power. And this is a living word. And as the Lord, he's a God of the living. Said the Lord God, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. He doesn't want it to happen. But you know, these men push him to. I'm going to grab that too in a little bit, but I'm going to finish this off. But these men push him to. I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. He doesn't want to destroy you. But you in that contagious, weak-ass spirit, trying to find other things other than your power to worship. Trying to do all these things, are saying these prophecies won't go because you're worshiping Esau, Edom. And you just don't want to think about it because you're scared. And ultimately, if you don't have faith, you're ultimately scared. Because look at everything in common on a real soldier. He said, endure hardness as a real soldier. Well, every special ops, they did a little study. They all had one thing in common, and that was something in the faith. They had something to believe in of a religion, a higher power. And what is the best higher power? The one that actually is the only one. The only thing that actually is the living and true power. But what do? You go and you just become weak. And you're not going to be a good soldier. But that the wicked turn from the ways and live. So this is why we're telling it. This is why we're out here bold, and we're telling them that they need to repent and get out of that weak ass spirit. We're telling them that they need to our people to stop being idolatrous, wicked, gainsaying, stiff-hearted people, or the Lord is going to destroy you. But you saying nope. Everything has existed the same. Bull. That's the kind of state of mind you guys been in. Damn, I fucked up my Bible. This is 2 Peter chapter 3. I'm going to finish it off real quick. This one off real quick. I have no pleasure, but and live, and turn ye from your wicked and evil ways, for why will ye die, O house of Israel? This is not. Is the Lord's ways unequal? No. His ways are not unequal. Your ways are unequal. Unequal. Israel, all these ones that you have this favoritism to men that you just cleave onto, because those are the ones that pretty much deceived you from the beginning, because that's what the Lord created them to do, to give you this weak and wicked ass spirit so he can destroy you. But he has no pleasure in doing it. He wants you to get right. He wants you to be in that spirit of a warrior, because your God is a God of power. He's a God of war. And why does he not want, when you have a son, you want him to follow in your footsteps. So you want him to be a God of war as well. Kings and priests. And the one thing a king has to be is a warrior. Those are the successful kings, not no freaking Esau Edom king. Now, you might as well be calling yourself a government or a duke. Come on, let me grab this too. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 6 from the brother Mashak. From not speaking to crying loud. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction. You think the Lord just wanted to just be like, man, I just want to torture my sons today. I just want to do that. But the Lord said, that's why he said, spare the rod from your son, you hate of your son. The Lord had to whoop our ass. Because if you didn't, we would have just been out of control. We would have been like that bastard Esau, the fatherless son Esau. We would have been like him, just completely defiled. Eternal sodomite, wicked, dealing with animals and stuff. We would have been like that, but the Lord had to whoop our ass so we can be what he wants us to be, which is a nation of kings and priests. What's up? Not for your destruction, but because you move ye ye moved God to wrath. Yahweh Shema Shai to wrath. And you were delivered onto the enemies. The Lord did that. He did it because continue to just put forth your wickedness. Continue to do what you wanted to do. So the Lord had to whoop your ass. Just like me. Or just like all brothers. We have to get a spiritual ass whooping for a chastening of our nation. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 12. I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for these calamities. See, all this stuff is not happening because the Lord, he just loves to destroy his own men and like destroy his people. No, this is just like when you're an army, create a good army, you have to have that boot, a sergeant or someone that gets you right in the line. He has to put you in line so you can't be weak. So when that time of war, you're not going to be falling out and our nation's not going to get taken over and then our women get raped, robbed, murdered, our children become, because look what the enemy did to our people. Well, after we lost the war, look at what they did. They controlled our people, made us the lowest of low, put us in entertainment, did all that stuff. The Lord's showing you, said this is what happens when a nation is over you. They're going to put you through the worst things possible. They're going to make you the lowest of the low. And they're going to continuously do it because they know who your power is. This is continuing. But they that judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation. So this is what a chastening of our nation. And the Lord chastises who he has loved. Let's grab that. This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, and don't we, and so the Lord's not, so we're supposed to love our brothers, and we have helped or chastised by telling them what to happen, and then the Lord was. But who the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scored every son whom he receives. So this is what the Lord does. Our chastening, our laser, that spanking that we had to go into slavery, it was a chastening to the Lord. And then now when we come into this truth, the Lord has to put us in situations to show our strength. So he might make you look kind of bugged out in one time. He wants to see if you're going to continuously push forth his word no matter what. So he might have some wicked, these wicked counsels against you, willing to stone you to death by doing billions of videos on you or doing all these stuff. Well, he wants to see if you're going to stand up for him. So he's going to chastise and scorn you. And if ye endure the chastisement, you continuously pushing in the word with pure power out here right in Front Street on the highways and hedges, not byways, not those crooked paths, but the highways and hedges, then what is he going to do? God dealeth with you as with sons. And you see, he hooked up Yahushua something nice. He gave him a whole nation. He gave him a whole world. He gave him all that he needed. So don't you want to be dealt like I want to be a son of Yahweh Shema Shai? And what we are. But I'm talking about what this is saying. For what if son, if he whom the Father chastised not? Your Father doesn't love you. And you don't love your people if you don't. But your Father doesn't love you if he's sparing that rod from you, not whooping you the way you need to be whooping. Then that's what's going to happen. So you got to continuously put strong. But ye be without chastisement, like all these other nations. They're without chastisement. So now you see Moab eating rocks, eating anything that moving. They doesn't even have to be moving. They were literally boiling rocks and seasoning and eating it like it's a meal. See, this is what's happened when you're a bastard or Esau Edom. Anything that's alive, it doesn't even have to be alive. Esau Edom, especially Amalek, will do something freaky to it. See, this is what happens when you're a bastard, when you don't have a father-like figure that guides you. You want to be like that? Whom all are partaking, they are ye bastards and not sons. So do you want to be in that spirit? No. You want to be in the spirit of the Lord correcting you. This is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 13. For God may not death, neither have he pleasure in the destruction of the living. But why? What was the Lord's intention for us? Attention, let's grab that. He didn't want to, oh man, I want to destroy people, all that stuff. I just want to do this. No, the Lord had a complete intention for us. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. For God created man to be immortal, for nobody to die. The Lord, but through the sins of Adam, he had to teach us, chastise his sons, and we're going to be immortal. All the other nations, you're probably going to still die. But no, you're going to die. You're going to still die, other nations. Esau, Edom, you're going to be eliminated off this planet. And all you other nations, but you're going to live on a good planet. But to the Lord's people, he created them to be immortal. And made him to be the image of his own eternity. His own eternity. He was like, man, look I live forever, but look at my sons live forever too. They're a perfect being. Man is to be perfect. But no, we have to just go off, but it was just for the chastity. So what the Lord do to people that don't listen to the laws and the statutes that he put forth? Nevertheless, through the envy of the devil came onto death onto the world. So the envy of Esau, Edom, that serpent that was in the beginning, that witch, his envy of the Jacob, Abel having the righteous blessing, and then also Jacob for having the birthright. That envy that brought death upon the world. And because what causes you to die is sin. Sin, the wages of sin is death. And they that do hold of it, of his side, do find it. They do find it. So the Lord, and we're supposed to be that, but this is the state of mind our people are in. They're in this kind of state of mind. And this is why the Lord has to destroy them. This is 2 Peter chapter 3. Verse 4. I'm going to start at 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, trying to put forth what they want to do, trying to have they're trying to have the biggest, massive. If you want to get this word, you got to go to one particular thing. Like that, they want to have that much power over Israel. You see what happens when a nation that's not going to the 144 or have too much power, all that stuff. Then that's when corruption starts building up. Because they don't have that. They're not building it off the foundation of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. They're building it off of their own lust, their own, they're just whatever they're trying to push for. And so this is what they say. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? Oh, well, I thought he was going to come, or I thought he was going to judge me, or I thought all this stuff. The Lord hasn't been here since. Or the Lord, he's okay with me doing this. For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. So nothing changed. It's the same old. Everything's the same. Well, no. Just because you have faith, don't have faith, you're fearful and you just think, oh, everything's happening right. If I do what the Lord tells me, I'm going to lose my job, or I'm going to do this. That's what's really in your mind, but you're pushing for that because you're trying to you're trying to have that contagious energy on everyone else. You don't have faith, so you want everyone to be faithless like you. And saying, for this they willing are ignorant of that by the word of God the heavens were old, and earth standing out the waters in the water, whereby the world that was being overflowed, Salakia, with water. I missed the script. Let me see. Did I miss it? I'm gonna get to the point. Just drop down to verse 8. I'm just dropping down to verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering. It's nothing for the Lord, 144. It's nothing for the Lord to just one day just judge these people that are doing it. But he's letting them he's showing these scourge of amendments so they can get right. So they can be strong. And how are they going to get strong if the people that's teaching them are not being strong themselves? Not showing love. And some men count slackness, but is long suffering outwards, uswards, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. So he doesn't want you to know when it's going to happen. He just wants you to get in the right energy. But it's going to come when no man expects it. So if you don't start today, you don't start that strength today, you're going to be laughed out inside. You're like, I'm going to try tomorrow. You're going to tarry, and you're going to like, I know I'm supposed to be on the highways and edges. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Then the Lord can come. You got to wait for the prophecies, obviously. But the MOTB can come tomorrow. It can come tomorrow. And then everything could just happen like that. Look what it's looking like. Look what it's looking like. It can happen like that, and you're going to be shit out of luck. All these ones that have these wicked councils are doing their thing, you're going to come, and you're like, damn. You know what you're doing, but you, in your mind, you're like, he ain't coming. The common thing about those people who do that, they always end up falling out, because they never actually have faith. They just was using it for their own belly lust. So see, they might seem like they're fervent for the word, but they really don't. It's a lie. It's a trick. It's a thing. They really actually don't believe. They really just think it's just a coincidence. Because how would you not if you just come one day and you just drop out and never come back out again? Like, you have to think, what kind of state of mind was he in? He never believed. He never had faith. This is 1 John from the brother Yawathanan, verse 1, verse 6. Chapter 1, verse 6. If we say that we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie. Do not the truth. So we say that we have fellowship with Yahweh Shema Shai, but then we also walk with wicked, unjust people doing it like, I know this, but I'm going to just be with him. I know he's going on. I see in the scriptures all that stuff, but I'm just trying to, I just want to be a part of the group. I just want to be a part. I just want to do that. Then we lie. But if we walk in light as he is in light, we have fellowship with one another. So we only have the only people that are going to get along, the only people that are going to happen are the ones, actually, some people, we can be like a Paul and Barabbas thing, but most of the time, the only people the Lord's going to have you with are the people in the same state of mind, with that fervent energy, fearless, all those kind of energies. They're going to be fellowshipping with each other, because that's what the Lord wants. Platoons, they usually have that same, or the little platoons and legions, they usually have the same type of personality. From the beginning, we were an army of the Lord. So who's going to be that person that's actually in charge of you? And the blood of Yahushua and Mashiach, his son, cleanses us from all sins. So that's the thing that we need. That's the thing that's going to cleanse us for everything. But how do you get that? By speaking the word without holding back. Telling the Lord, being obedient to the Lord. Taking the suffering that he has, that we can be joint heirs with him. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive of ourselves. Because we all come short of the righteousness of Yahweh Shema. We all failed, and we have to have the Lord come and have a sacrifice so we can even be looked at with Yahweh again. Because we went off, all of us went off that bad. Continuously do that. We have to make a change. We have to make it today. And the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, And he is faithful and just to forgive our sins and cleanse us from it. So he's like, you can right now, today, you can say, man, Lord, because you got to be honest with yourself. You got to examine yourself, lest you be reprobate. You have to go and say, Lord, in reality, I was just scared. I was out there. I didn't want to mess up, so I did that. But I'm gonna start going out, and He's gonna cleanse you out of that state of mind. He's gonna do that. We're like, yeah, I was being deceitful. I was causing strife, Lord. Get me in that straight right of mind. Put me back in the mind of loving my brother, not trying to be a lord over our people. And then what He's going to cleanse us, and He's like, man, you're going to get in a state of mind, you're going to apologize, and everything's going to go right. Because if you continuously go into this path, what is the Lord going to do? He's going to bug you out, you're going to fall out the faith, and you're going to be destroyed. Because we have to, let me just grab that, and then finish that precept. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourself, whether ye be in the faith. Examine yourself. You have to be truthful with yourself. So if you know in your mind what the hell you're doing, you stop acting like that. Just because these men can't see you, but the Lord sees you. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. But He still will forgive you. He will forgive you. Cleanse your mind, because we all came short. Just go in there, repent, and stop being wicked, stop being scared. Come out on the highways and hedges. Prove your own self. Yeah, ye know your own self, how Yahushua Mashiach is in you. And if He's in you, He'll cleanse you. We all are the sons of Yahweh Shem Shah. But if you want to be a wicked son, the Lord's going to destroy you. Yeah, except ye be reprobate, void of judgment, thinking you're about to get alive past the Lord. No, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get past it. He sees what you're doing. He sees it. But the Lord only has a state of mind. Some people just have to be destroyed. Some people, it's not going to get right. The Lord's going to fuck them up, because He's going to start at the house of Israel, and then they still won't get right. They're going to get wickeder and wickeder. There was a brother I knew. I don't know. Every time he would get it, he would never change. He would get wicked and wicked. And now he's just so bad you don't even want to be around that brother. This is 1 John chapter 1, verse 10. If we say that we have not sinned, we make Him a liar. You said, no, man, I'm doing everything right. We all have something we're working on. So you stop being a liar. Stop doing it and be truthful and just get in the right spirit. Because that's all we're looking for. That's all the Lord's looking for. And His word is not in us. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash, the one of Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, and Shalom, DTA. And, let's repent, brothers.